Hi, Flosstube. It's your girl, Alexis. Oh my gosh, I know. Okay, before we even before you guys come for me and say it's been forever, I know it's been forever. Okay, it's been what, I'm sorry, I'm in my apartment. We'll touch base on that here in just a second. Oh, here comes Milo. He's ready to save the day, but there was just like a bunch of noise, and Milo's came out here to check it out. It's all right, Milo. We're good. We're safe. But anyway, hey y'all, how are you? I hope all of you have been well in the last year since I have seen you. Life, let me just tell you, life has been life for your girl. Okay, so let's just get into life. We're gonna go into life really quick. Life updates. Well, I have a lot to actually have a lot to show you guys, but it's like hodgepodge of things. So we'll do life really quick because I should probably update you guys on that first. And then I have finishes, lots and lots of finishes I want to show you. I have some whips, I have some FFOs, and for people who are new to Flosstube, FFO means like fully finished object. And then I have some Stitchy Kindness, and I had haul, but I just honestly guys just threw it into my stuff. So we'll do haul next video, but for now we'll go with what did I say? All the stuff I just said. So we'll go with that stuff. So let's just start with life. Okay, so last video I made was July of last year, 2023 maybe. And as you can see, my scenery has changed quite a bit. And as you can see, then I am alone. So I'm going to just bite the bullet and talk about the elephant in the room. So last year, Key and I decided to separate, and we got divorced. It was amicable, it was something we had been discussing for a while. So last year we finally made the decision to go ahead and go forward with that. While it was tough, it was really, really tough, and it was a really tough time for me and for her. It was the best choice. So, we are both now in our own homes. We're both still in Colorado. I'm off doing my own thing. She's off doing her own thing. Yeah, we're officially divorced. And I have taken Milo and Bash with me, and she took Marley with her. We did rehome the gecko. We sold our home. We split the proceeds, and look at us now. We're just living our best life. So your girl Alexis is now living her happy life. I call it my Sex in the City, my Carrie Bradshaw year, right? So I'm living my best Carrie Bradshaw year here in my apartment. I moved to Denver. I got a really cute little apartment, and I've been working. I moved really close to my job. So I moved 10 minutes from my new job. Well, and that too, oh gosh. I got a promotion at work, so I took a higher paying position. I took a leadership role within the hospital, so I've been doing that. And yeah, I've just been trying to work on my health, work on my mental. There's another little thing. If you follow me on Instagram, you may know that you may have seen on my stories that I am in a baby new relationship. So that has been great. He is a really wonderful person, and we'll see where it goes. No pressure. We're just living our best life. And yeah, that's kind of the crux of the life. Yeah, so it was a hard last couple years, but honestly y'all, ever since I made this final big transition in my life has been, it's been amazing, and nothing but good things have come my way, so I can't even complain. I guess just a takeaway from that is that no matter what you're going through in life, right? No matter the hardships you're going through, no matter the ups and downs, that you can do hard things and you can get through them. And you can get through them and come out a better version of yourself. Sometimes it doesn't always feel that way, but it's true. You can, and I promise you, because I am living proof that you can. Okay, but, so yeah, that's really that life update. Other than that, let's see, what else? I did a little traveling. I took, I went to Stitch North in Toronto. I went and saw my mom in Michigan last year, late last year. I'm trying to think of anything else. No, Milo's getting ready to turn 7. He's getting ready to head into his older senior years, and my cat Bash is turning 8, so he's getting into his senior years. I bought a new coffee maker because my Keurig broke, and I was really upset about that, and I had to jimmy rig coffee for 2 days until I got my new one. And then I didn't even buy a new Keurig. I bought this fancy Ninja coffee maker, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm over here looking at it. It's in the kitchen, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's a nice update. Coffee maker, divorce, you know, life, moving, dog. So yeah, other than that, my life has been really good. So let's just get into stitchy stuff because why not? That's what we're here for. That's what you're here for. Oh, and you know what? Before I even get into that, let me just reintroduce myself because it's been a year. So welcome if you're new, and hello again if you have been following me for the beginning of my journey. But just a quick introduction to me. My name is Alexis. I am 35 years old, gonna be 36. I live in Denver. I'm a cross stitcher, a baby quilter, a crocheter. I can't knit to save my life, but I try. Ask Megan. Yeah, she'll tell you. I still own that ball of yarn from StitchCon 2 years ago. So I'm working on all crafts, and oh yeah, I like to sew. I like to make project bags and stuff like that. I've been cross stitching 9 years now, 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. I found the hobby randomly and never put it back, or never put it down, shall I say, never put it back. Never put it down. And I have been in love with the hobby ever since. And yeah, so now I'm in the community. I make floss tubes, I post on Instagram, I go to retreats, and I make lots of stitchy stuff. So welcome, welcome, welcome if you're new. So, okay, into stitchy stuff. Let's start with what your girl had planned for the year. Okay, so in December of 2023, I looked around my life, right? Because I had moved in November, and I was like, I have so much stuff. I need to finish the stuff I start. This is really quite embarrassing. You have too much stuff. Okay, you have too much stuff and you're never gonna finish it. So I sat down and said, I'm gonna work on finishes. I'm gonna really bust out these whips and get these finishes. And so far, since January of 2024, I think I've gotten 12 finishes. And I'm on track for this, and by the end of this month for, no, I have 13. No, I have 14 finishes so far. At the end of this month, I'll have 16 because I've got 2 more I'm planning to finish before the end of next week. So we're at 16 finishes-ish for the year. I do have a little bit of whips in between, but my main focus has been really busting my stash out, and I have de-stashed some of the stuff that I know I won't stitch. I just posted on my Instagram earlier today a couple items and they're gone. So the only thing left on there is Dark Queen of the Earth. So if anybody's interested in that, it's a whip. I stitched on it. I stitched a lot on it, but I just know I'm not going to finish it. I don't have time to redo faces and all that stuff. So if anybody's interested, check out my Instagram. It's available. Yeah, I'll ship it to you, and I won't think twice about it again because your girl has so much to stitch. So today I'm going to go over finishes. I'm going to show you all my finishes for the year and some old ones that are just been in this little project roll that I just stuffed in there. And then I have some FFO, some whips, and some stitchy some stuff from Stitch North. So let's talk about Stitch North for 2 seconds. Okay. So I went to Stitch North and I met up with all my besties. Can we just talk about how wonderful Stitch North was? I'm not gonna go into a big, long, spiel about Stitch North because so many people have already made videos and, mentioned all the good stuff about it. But just from my perspective, I met all my besties at Stitch North in person for the first time, except for Julie, because I've met Julie, Kansas City girl in the Colorado world, in person quite a few times. She's my wine buddy, my cross stitch buddy, my life buddy. I tell her everything. So I met Michelle Bindi Stitchy, and I met Diana, It Is Kismet, and Lolly from Lollipop Stitches. And I met a new friend named Angela. She is, I can't remember her Instagram, food over yarn or yarn over food. I'll tag her. And then I met Amy Gable Stitcher, which I love her as well. And I met Nuri from Shaded Stitchery. And I met so many other people, right? Elizabeth Ann can stitch. Okay, Elizabeth Ann can stitch, an amazing human. She picked me up. Okay, she didn't pick me up from the airport. So she was landing at the airport at the same time I was landing at the airport. And I I don't know, forced my love on her. She was like, you want to ride? And I was like, duh. If I can ride with Elizabeth Ann can stitch, who would be cooler? So I said, yeah, I'll ride with you. And when I got off the plane, she had made this little sign that said Alexis and Rainbow. She was my driver. I was like, who's famous? But she's a great human. And I met all of her friends that she usually goes to retreats with, Situation Normal, Shiloh from Shiloh MD. You guys know who Shiloh is. Shiloh, and I've already met Frizzy Lizzie from, Lizzie from Frizzy Lizzie Stitches, and I met the New Hampshire Stitcher, Lauren. She was great. I met Natty. Is it Nati? Nati. I met Nati there. I met so many good people, and then of course Caroline and her team, and Roxy and all. Like, it was great. I mean, literally, it was a great time. I don't think I've laughed that much in years. Like, I don't think I've laughed that much in such a long time. They were like, hanging out with that group of people and being in that energy after like such a long, stressful year was like, what is it, food for my soul. So, especially Lolly. Okay, first of all, I love all the girls. They're great. But something about Lolly, every time I made eye contact with Lolly, like, we would just bust out laughing. Like, I mean, like, ugly laugh. Like, bust out. I don't know if it was just because, I don't know if Lolly just thought, like, I'm a hot mess, because I am. I pre-warned everybody. I said, before you meet me, I'm a hot mess. So just prepare yourself for that. And I literally, every time me and Lolly made eye contact, it was just like, we were like gasping for air. Yeah. So I love you, Lolly. Just saying, I love all of you. But yes, thank you all for making Stitch North such a wonderful experience. I am going back next year. I will be back for weekend two. So weekend 2 in Toronto. If you're going, message me, because you can get some of this personality if you would like. It's a lot. I pre-warn you, it's a lot. So, but yeah, I enjoyed that. And then I think that's the only retreat I'm doing this year. And then I'm going to be doing some traveling with my partner. We're going to be going to Virginia, and we're going on a cruise for his 40th birthday in September. And then I might go see my mom again in Michigan and have him come with me, meet my side of the family. You guys, I think it's getting serious. So anyway, but yeah, that's my plan for the summertime. And then obviously to keep whipping out these finishes, because that's what your girl is focused on. So, okay. Let's think of order here. Should we go with whips, FFOs, or finishes? Let's go with FFOs, because there's like less of those than there. Okay, let's go with FFOs. Okay, so my very first FFO. Okay, this is random. This is such a random FFO. So my little sister Brianna, she is Golden Guala on Instagram. Follow her. She's not a stitcher, but she's hilarious, and she's motivational, and she's my sister, so she's just like me, except for quite a bit taller. I taught her how to stitch a couple years ago, and she okay, I bought her this one pattern. It was a PDF. I didn't like keep it. I just sent it to her because she didn't know how to do any of that. And it was a Satsuma Street, and I think it was I don't remember which one it was, but it was the one where it had like all the squares, and it was like, there was like an autumnal one, there was like a summer one. Anyway, so my sister comes, and I like kit her up, I send her everything she needs, and she like, poor baby, trying to learn how to count. I get it. It's hard learning how to cross stitch, especially when you're like really trying to learn. So she gets here, and I think she had like stitched just this, like this is her first time ever stitching anything. So she stitched this sun, and then she stitched this, and then something happened here where it got off, and then she ended up getting some like stuff on it. I don't know if you guys can even see that. I don't think you guys can. It's such a small little like dot. There it is. So she comes, and she's like super irritated, and she's like, I wanted something new. So I kit her up a bunch of new stuff, and she doesn't take any of it with her. She goes back home to California. She leaves this with me. I said, how about this? I'll just finish this into like a little pillow for you. That way you can just say you gave it your first cross stitch, your first FFO. Girl, I got you. And she's like, okay. So I literally finished this while she was visiting me last year. She forgets it. This girl. She forgets it. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to just throw it in my pile of FFOs. So I made it into a little pillow. Nothing fancy. Just something cute with a little, I like the rope detail on here. And then, so I finish it. I keep it. Months go by, right? My sister texted me like 3 days ago, where she's like, I'm stitching again. And I'm like, oh, great. She is starting this all over again, which I'm proud of her for not giving up. And her counting is all spot on this time. So this time she'll have like a full finish. I get to keep something I didn't didn't stitch, and it's an FFO. It's super cute. So yeah, I have my sister's. This is not her first stitch. Actually, technically this is her second stitch, because I have her first stitch too, that she asked me to FFO, and I still haven't FFO'd it. So technically this is her second stitch, but I own both of her stitches. One day I'm gonna give them to her. One day I'll give them to her. One day. Okay. And then, so these little thingies are from Lolly. So Let me just go over them really quick. So Lolly, when we went to Stitch North, she made a bunch of her table mates these little pillows. How freaking cute is that? It's the cutest little thing, and it's got her little tag. Oh Lord, got her little tag on it. It's like, that's exactly Lolly's hair color, by the way, guys. That's exactly her hair color. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get like that perfect of a green, but Lolly has the perfect green hair. And she made all of these, and she gave them to us when we checked it, and she put them in. She had put them in, I think, this bag. Like, she had made this bag, and she had put this inside. She made this bag for me, and then she put this inside, and there was a bunch of like little treats and stuff in there. So that was really sweet of Lolly. Thank you, Lolly. And then her small, they're a little finish. Her small was the cutest little thing I ever seen. She was like, I don't know if people will appreciate my style. I was like, girl, I love your style. So she and I decided to swap smalls, and she made this cutie patootie. I love me some cryptids, even though I have like a whole pattern of cryptids that still needs to be finished, but we're gonna get there. I'm gonna start turning them into little cryptid pillows and put them in a little dough bowl, and then put them on my, I don't know if you can see my, oh, you can't see my fireplace, but I have a fireplace right there, and there's like a mantle. I don't think about putting a dough bowl and then, you know, putting a bunch of little cryptid pillows in there. How cute would that be? Like a bunch of little, Halloween pillows. So I have a bunch of, I make a lot of these little tiny pillows, but it's really cute with the back fabric. This is very much up my alley. So when she showed it to me, I said, yeah. So that's an FFO that I didn't finish, Lolly finished, but she gave it to me. And then it was inside of this little bag. How cute is that? With a little like sparkly charm on it. That's so freaking cute. So thank you, Lolly, for all the adorableness. And there was a bunch of like treats in there. And I think she also gave me, we're just kind of, you know, we're gonna just, it's gonna be confusing. And she also threw in some yarn, like some floss for her small and some treats. So thank you, Lolly, my love. I appreciate you. So that's that. And then another little finish. Okay, you guys better not judge me, but I had finished this, and I thought I fully finished it because I had put it on my little display shelf, and then I picked it up to like put it over here so I could like show you the FFO, and I realized I never stitched at the bottom, but I was like, you know what, it's FFO'd enough. So I had stitched this pattern from Hello from Liz Matthews, and it is called Berry Patch, and I thought it was so cute. I started it this year and like finished it within a week. It's one of my finishes for the year, and it does call for triple border. It has like another red line and then another brown line, but I just got over, I was over the borders. I was like, I didn't even want to stitch the border to begin with. So the fact that I did one, proud of myself, and then I just backed it with this really cute like summery like fabric. I thought it looked really cute. You know, I'm actually not sure if I'm going to put trim on this pillow. I haven't decided if I'm going to do trim or if I'm going to just like hang some charms on it, because I'm thinking, I don't know, my brain is working. So I stitched it in overdyed. It calls for DMC. The pattern originally calls for DMC, but I wanted to do an overdyed conversion, so I just pulled floss from my stash and did the whole thing in overdyed, just random ones from stash, so nothing, but they all look perfect. They're like perfect to the original, so I love it, and it's so cute. So that's one of my little FFO as well. FF halfway. We're gonna finish stuffing, and then I will close that up. I will close that up like I'm a mature adult. Okay, so if you have been following me for a while, you guys will have known about this pattern. This SFO was like a labor of love. It took 2 people to stitch in many years, which it shouldn't have, but we're here. So we're finally FFO'd. Okay, let me flip this thing around. Okay, bam. Finally, y'all, it's finally done. Okay, so this pattern was started by my ex, and I was teaching her how to stitch, and this was like her very first pattern, and she kept like picking up other things and not finishing this. So I finally ended up finishing it, and then after I finished it, I decided to fully FFO it. Oh, let me turn this little boop. So I FFO it finally. So it is finally done. That's the top, each side, and I finished it, and it called for like block party. Yeah, so this is called a block party. And this pattern is by Hands On Design, and there's a series of these little block parties. There's a cat one, St. Patty's Day one, dog one, I can't remember, a sewing one. I think there's like a crud ton of them. I just stitched this one for Milo because I have a dog and a cat. So I am going to stitch the cat one, and I might even stitch the sewing one because they're really cute, and finish them just like this. And this is using a call for overdye floss that I do know. And that is like, it was a, well, this felt came with the pattern. So little bottom, nothing on the bottom. And then I stuffed it with rice. Like I washed, so what I went and did was I bought like a big pound bag of rice, because something about using like lizard litter just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I know people do it. I don't know. But somehow like, why? I could use rice. So I bought like the cheap pound bag of rice, and I poured it into a bucket, and then I washed it. I left it out on the patio to dry for like 2 days, so there was no more water left in it. So all that powder, you know, the stuff that was on the rice comes off. So I stuffed it with rice, and I stuffed it with polyfill. So it's a combination. So it's got some weight to it, and that's that. It was really fun. It was really fun stitch. I mean, it took a little finagling, 'cause there was some, I think there was a couple of stitches off. So each of these are supposed to like line up perfectly, and I think some of the houses didn't, or maybe, or yeah, I think I finagled that corner to make it line up because they were off by one, but I figured it out, and it's so cute. I love it. And this is stitched on an Aida. It's so soft. Okay, this Aida was so crunchy when I was stitching on it, but now it's like butter soft, and I think it's just like a brown, like, okay, you guys know I can't say white. Is it white shelf? Well, shelf, whatever. Like Aida that I picked up from one of my local LNSs. And yeah, so it's done. Finally, this no longer will be in the vein of my existence. It's done. Okay, so that one's done. That one's done. All right, next little finish is this cutie. Dogs. Okay. Oh, I finished her finally. So this little pattern is by Barbara Anna, and I can't remember the name of the actual pattern, but it is this really adorable girl with her afro. Inside of her afro is like solar systems and planets and stars. I just thought she was so beautiful, and I stitched her on a 36 count Picture This Plus, and I think it was called Mystic or something. It's a really dark blue. It's a really, really dark blue linen. And I used, okay, normally I stitch one strand over two on linen on 36 count. But for some reason, your girl decided she was gonna stitch 2 strands on a Picture This Plus, which, okay, so if y'all don't know, Picture This Plus, after they dye it, for some reason, the fabric just gets like extremely tight. So like, if you buy a 32, it's probably gonna be closer to a 36. If you buy a 36, it's closer to a 40. If you buy a 40, you're looking at like closer to, I don't even know what that would be, like a 42. Cause that even a thing? Can you go that? I know you can go to a 46, but it's tight. Like it is tight. And so by the time I was like getting into like the hair and stuff, I was starting to like have trouble getting the 2 strands through. So she was starting to look a little chunky, but we made it. And I bought this frame from Michael's. It was like in the little 4x4 section, like the 4x4 frames, and I think it was like $3 or $4. I thought she looked super cute in there, so I popped her in there. The back is not beautiful, but I don't care. I don't know. I know she'd be alright. Nobody can see it from the back because she hangs on my mantle anyway. And that's that. Oh, and I used all the call for DMC, so this is just DMC. Okay, and my last FFO. Let me kind of reach. Oh Lord. Okay, is my Mirabilia. Okay, well, it's not Mirabilia, it's Nora Corbett, but same designer. So I finally finished Pisces by Nora Corbett, and I finished her like, I think February or March. She's fully beaded. Look at that. Oh my God, she's gorgeous. And I used the called for DMC, all the called for beads and notions and all that stuff. And she is stitched on a 28 count Lugana, and the color is Silvery Moon by Welchit. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I just finished her in this beautiful frame. I think I picked it up from either Michael's or like, I don't think it was Michael's. I think it was like TJ Maxx or like one of those like stores right in the frame section. And I just thought she looked really pretty in this like, I don't know, fun frame. And then the back, she's in here, and I just have her taped in. But she kind of just like slid in, so it was really nice, and she looks so pretty. I know it's a lot of fabric around, but I really just loved how this frame looked, and I don't know, I trying to give it like a cosmic galaxy look, so I just enjoy it. And plus If you guys can't see, Aquarius is right here, and she's in a silver frame as well with matting, but her frame is like a solid silver. So I kind of wanted her to complement without being like exactly the same. So like matchy, but not too matchy. Like we half match, you know, like we both wear red, but we're wearing different outfits. So that's what I did. And yeah, those are all my FFOs. And then what do I want to do next? Do you want to go into whips or finishes? Let's go into whips really quick because I only have a few. So I have been participating in Mira May, kind of. Well, kind of, yeah. I pulled out a Mira because it was May, even though I'm doing finishes, do you know? So yeah, I guess I'm participating in Mira May. And I decided to work on 2 mirrors, and I had already kind of put some work into this one, but I made a mistake and I didn't feel like figuring out where I went wrong. So I put her away and picked up a different mirabilia. Hold on, let me put this back together. Okay, so this is, what is her name? No, hold on, what is her freaking name? Why can't I think of this girl's name? Hold on, guys. I'm like blanking. Oh, I have her all folded up. Okay, hold on. Andromeda. It's Andromeda by Mirabilia. And I am stitching her on some really cool fabric. I'm using all the color for DMC, and I have all the beads. So let's see where we're at. Okay, so I know this is a Be Stitch Me fabric. So I had started this pattern like 2 years ago for my friend Julie's birthday. Julie, Kansas City girl in the Colorado world. Didn't like my fabric, had to restart, got irritated, said never mind, didn't pick her up for a year, and then I finally decided to pick her up and restart. And I literally did all of this in like 3 days, which is impressive stitching for me because I'm a slow stitcher. I'm a freaking slow stitcher. So that's where I'm at. Oh, I can't see, so you guys can't see. There she is. And I made a mistake somewhere down in here, so I just quit. I just quit on her. I'm like, I'll figure it out later. But it's hard to see this purple right now, but I know that once I fill it all in and have all the rocket, you'll be able to see all that. But I love this fabric. I think she'll be beautiful on it. And then, what's the name of this fabric? Let's find out. This fabric is a 28 count Ghana in the color Escape by Be Stitch Me. I wrote it down. I was organized for once. Lord, who let me be organized? Well, I'm surprised I was organized. That's really the actual answer there. Okay, and then I put her in a bag that I made. So all of my bags are made by me. I don't buy project bags forever. I don't know why, because I can make them. So I'm just like, girl, do better, be better. Spend your money in other ways. You know what I'm saying? So that one's one, and then this one is in this little cute bag. This one I started with Julie at Stitch North, and Julie was talking crap, but I didn't. Okay, so I don't think I actually made Cheryl from Tiny Modernist cry, but I definitely gave her a heartfelt like thank you, and she was just like, oh, thank you, and I was like, just laying it on thick, right? And what happened is that when I saw her booth at Stitch North and then she was there, I wanted to tell her something. I wanted to tell her that I was really appreciative. She's one of the only, I'm not gonna say the only designers, but she is definitely one of the only designers who is very, very, very consistent with skin tones. And not even just on some like, okay, not even on some just like, here's a pattern. I charted it in like, you know, Caucasian colors, right? And you know, here's a couple different options for skin tone, which is great, which is absolutely wonderful. I think that's a wonderful thing to do. But what's special about Cheryl is that sometimes her patterns are just black. No other skin tone options available. She's just a pretty black woman, or she's just a pretty black girl on a pattern. Like there's no need to be like, oh, you know, this person's black, so we're gonna, you know, offer other options. It's just nice to see. It's nice to see that like she just says, you know what, this would be a beautiful black woman, and I'm gonna design it that way. And I'm just like, yeah, girl, make me feel good. So when I went to her booth, I expressed that to her. I expressed that I was really appreciative of her consistent and thoughtfulness behind skin tones and being super inclusive and super diverse when it comes to that. Her patterns are all over the board, and I love that about her. So what caught my eye was this cute pattern, and I was like, Julie, we should do a friend stitch. And she was like, we should. And I said, look, it's already in me, because like with brown skin, curly hair, and that's kind of Julie. We actually had to make conversion on Julie. So I said, let's do this pattern, except for we'll make your hair red and then it'll be you. And she said, let's do it. So we kitted it up. We bought fabric. We split the fabric. It was really cute. We decided to like buy like a bigger piece and then just cut it in half because we're gonna do it on 40 count. So we knew it'd be tiny because it's only like, well, it says, let's see, it's only 84 high by 112 wide. So it's tiny. And it's super cute. And then we kind of just did, it calls for DMC, but we kind of just did our own conversion based off the DMC. This is a mess. Okay, girl. Who let you out? Anyway, so we went with combination of, what was it? What are these? Cottage Garden threads, which I've never used before, but Julie's used them before and was like, no, they're great. Let's try it. And then, of course, we got a selection of Roxy because we were there, right? And then they gave us this red color in our bags as like part of the swag bag. So I'm like, Julie, that is your hair color. So perfect. And then I came home and I just pulled a white out of my stash that was over dyed so I could have the full range. And this is where she is, crinkly. Okay. I just pulled her out of the hoop. So I don't need you guys to be upset with me. Okay. Here's where I'm at. And I did not iron her because I literally just pulled her out the hoop. Okay, can we see her yet? Because I'm like, oh, I'm on my count. There we go. So 40 count, the color of the fabric is, I know it's a Stitch Me. And it is called Sand Dollar. Yeah, and these are our colors and this is where I'm at. Julie's already finished hers and FFO'd it. So I'm gonna copy Julie, I'm gonna finish it, and I'm going to turn it into a flat pull like she did. So we're twinning. Because, like, know that song, you know. Okay, well, I'm not gonna sing it, but nobody knows me like you do. Julie knows. Julie knows. So that's my plan for this cutie patootie. I'm gonna finish it this month. Like, I'll probably finish it today or tomorrow because I'm determined to get 2 more finishes so I can have 16 finishes for the year. So that's my other lip. Okay, and then this is the other one that I'm planning to finish before the end of the week or before the end of the month. And this, I've been working on this for so long. I don't even know when I started this. I don't know. But it is Quaker Snowflakes by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I started this a while ago. I think I like literally had just put in this motif here. And I just said, you know, I'll pick it up again. And I never picked it up again. So then I said, okay, I'm going to pick it up. And I kitted her up with, so I like the way that this monochrome and the blue with that white look. So I did the exact same thing. And then I ordered silk from the Amir, Almond M&M. Goodness, memory is trash. Okay, so here's the silk that I ordered. It's called Berry Blue. Very pretty. I love it. It's such a pretty color. It's so soft. Ooh, I just want to like rub my face on it. And then here is what I am at. Let's see. Oh, and then I am stitching this on a Live and Dye LA fabric, and it is called On Thin Ice, and it's a 32 count Lugana. So here's where I'm at. So I have a needle minder on here and a needle because I was just stitching on it. Oh, let me try to, there we go. Here's where I'm at. Oh, she's so pretty. Okay, and I've been using this in Pattern Keeper and I'm like 45% done, I think 46% done. So we're almost there. It's kind of hard. I'm using my phone. So boom, there we go. I just have a fat face, so it's hard to get me the pattern and everything and fabric all in the frame. Big head problems. My dad used to say girls with big foreheads are very pretty. So I've taken that and I've run with it my entire life. That's where I'm at. And the silk, oh, it's like a dream to stitch with. So she is going to be done this month, like determined. Like I said, y'all, 16. And I put her in this really cute bag that I made. I actually really love this bag. How cute is that, right? How cute. Oh, you know what? Let me not lose stuff. Okay. And then I have 2 more whips, and then we'll go into the finished, look, kind of mini finished parade. Well, it's not a mini finished parade, it's a finished parade, that's for sure. Okay, so I have my next whip is Project Keeper, and this actually holds 2 projects, so there's 2 projects in here, but I only worked on 1. So the one I worked on was this one, which is, let's see, it's like a mystery. It is a Summer Quaker by Rosewood Manor. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've been working on this for a while now, and I worked on it at Stitch North for like a couple hours maybe. And let's see. I am using the called for Valdani flosses. They're kind of bobbinated, guys, so you're just not gonna be able to see them, but all the called for ones, they're really pretty. They're just a pain in the butt to stitch with. So if anybody's never stitched with Valdani, just, well, these ones, like they're almost like pearl cotton. I don't really care for that. They're very thick. So, but the colors are amazing. They're just not my absolute favorite to stitch with. So if I ever get a pattern that's like calls for these specific types of Valdani, I might think twice about it, or go down to 2 strands, know naturally to pull 1 strand out and not stitch with it called for 3 strands, because she thick. Like, she is thick, like carpet thick. So here's where I'm at. Beautiful. Oh, she's so pretty. Almost if I can get it closer, maybe so I can stand up. There we go. There we go. Oh, she's so pretty. And while I was at Stitch North, I did this motif. Oh, sorry, I got moving you guys. Hold on. Let me bring it back. Okay. So I did this motif. I finished a couple flowers. And yeah. So I think I'm almost a 2-page finish. 2 pages? Yeah. Going into 3. And then just for the you guys know, for my black, the pattern calls for like DMC 310, but I swapped mine out for DMC 310 Etoile, so the sparkly one, just to give it a bit of shimmer, which I know it's probably not going to show up on camera, but in person you can see that tiny bit of like shimmer. Oh, maybe there it is, shimmer. So I really love this. I would like to finish this. This might be something I pull out next month and like put the pedal to the metal and get it done as one of my finishes for the month. And then I'm gonna definitely frame her. I'll frame her. So, and then I'm excited to see this come to fruition. I like had started this, and then Bridget and Megan, the Seattle Stitcher and the Museum Stitcher, had started it, and I kind of like jumped on their sow. But then I kind of fell off because I'm terrible at sows. And I'm terrible at stitch alongs, and I'm terrible at Red Robin. So I'm not terrible, but you know, I'm just a laid back person, so I don't get too upset like about that kind of stuff. But I think twice. Think twice before you ask me, because there's a possibility I'm gonna be running late. That's just naturally who I am. Okay, and the next project I worked on is in this cute little bag I made, and this is my Halloween at Hop Run Hollow. I don't know what made me pull this out, but I was like, you know what? I really want to stitch on Halloween at Hop Run Hollow. So I did. Let me see if I can find a cover photo for you, because here it is. This is what it looks like. Beautiful. Oh wait, that's upside down. Girl. Sometimes I wonder who lets me outside. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, people are like, yeah, go into the world. Like, the universe is like, yes, birth this human into the world. She's gonna be like, low-key a tornado. So sometimes I think about that. So yeah, this is the pattern I'm working on. I finished this block and I started on block 2. So that's where I'm at. And let me show you. Okay, so this fabric I dyed myself. It's an 18 count Aida. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know how I dyed it. I literally put this fabric through the ringer. It was like been bleached, been dyed, been fried, been cooked, been dipped. And I came out with this. Hey, not bad, right? And so this is where it's at. So I finished block 1, super cute. And I'm starting on block 2. And I'm stitching this on 18 count Aida that I dyed myself, like I said. And I'm using 2 strands, and I'm using all the called for DMC. I would like to get, this year, if I could get this block done and this block, 2 more blocks done, I'd be a happy girl. I would be a happy girl. I would feel good about that. But I really love this pattern. I love stitching this, and I'm not really like, I don't hate full coverage stitching. It's not my first go-to, but some of these blocks are like close to full coverage, and I actually don't mind them, which is surprising for me, because I tend to be like, you know what, I don't want to do this. This is requiring me to, this is too much work. So I'm enjoying it. Actually, there's a couple full coverage-ish things I'm enjoying. So I can't necessarily say that I don't enjoy full coverage. I just don't gravitate towards it. So, but that's all my whips. That's all my whips outside of the things I've like knuckled down and finished. And I will try to, when I show you my finishes, which I'm about to start now, I will try to like tell you which ones I finished like this year, this month, you know what I mean? And so which ones are older. Because I don't want, you know, I mean, chronological order is kind of important, I guess. But we'll go with the very first one. And this one, I don't have a board. Of course I don't have a board, because it's Alexis, and she's just fly by the seat of her pants and hope for the best, you know? My parents always say I'm one of those kids who like, life would be like, oh, it's all falling apart. And I just was like, oh, it's gonna work out. It'll work out. So this little pattern I think I finished this last year. I think it was last year. You guys might have already seen it because I probably showed it in another Flosstube. But I finished this last year, and it was a pattern by, I think it's Brita Gervais, and it's with my dye needle and thread. And I think it was called Winter Farmhouse, something like that. And I stitched it with all the called for overdye flosses, which, if you guys know anything about Brita Gervais and her overdye flosses, sometimes sis be getting me, because what she does is like she'll kit the whole thing up and, you know, she'll stitch it all and then like in overdye, and then like literally you'll have like one stitch and one floss. It'd be like 5 stitches of this color. It's like you got a whole skein of overdye for 5 stitches. She's better be lucky that I like this pattern. So I stitched that. This is on a 40 count gray. I can't remember the name of this fabric. I don't remember. You can see the piece is like raggedy. I think I just like pulled it out of the bin and was like, that'll do. That'll do. So that's that one. And then, oh, and by the way, I keep all my projects in this project roll that I made, and I just like lay them in there. I need to put some of these into another project roll because I've been making a bunch of them, and I just roll it up. That's how I kind of keep them from getting wrinkly. Kind of. Okay. And then my next one, I just finished this one in May. I want to say May. Yeah, May. So this is my Tombstone Spots, boom, by the Primitive Needle. I'm gonna stand up because you guys can get a little closer. There we go. By the Primitive Needle, and it's pretty. I use all the called for Weeks Dye Works, and this pattern was loaned to me, so I don't have the pattern. It was just a borrow. I returned it already to its rightful owner, and I appreciate them for even letting me put my little freaking chunky hands on it. And that's that. So I stitched with all the called for Weeks Dye Works. I also stitched this on a 40 count Verdal in the color Coconut Shell by Be Stitch Me. So that's this one, and I'm gonna frame this one. I'm gonna get them professionally framed. She's little. This is a 40 count. I still have like a whole other, see how tiny she is? So yeah, that one I finished this month, and I'm excited to get that one framed eventually, because all of these like eventually need to get framed, but obviously your girl has not done that. Okay, and then this one I just finished like 2 days ago. This is for Mirror May. I gotta finish for Mirror May. This one is Royal Games 2 by Mirabilia, and actually this is my first official Mirabilia finish. I finished a couple Nora Corporates, but I've never actually finished a Mirabilia, so this is my first Mirabilia finish. Beautiful. Oh my god. Can we just talk about the level of sparkling? Because I'm here for it, okay? Look at that. Look at her. Can you guys see that? Even with the black? Okay, first of all, this little thing here is all beads. Rude. I wouldn't, if you have this pattern and you see this little thing here and it's all in beads, this is what I recommend. Stitch it mostly in stitches, and then maybe add like a bead at each like end. Because putting that all in beads was a pain in the butt. And I stitched this on the called for 32 count optic white linen, and I used all the called for DMC, and then I used all the called for treasures and all that stuff. Look at that. She is amazing. She's amazing. But this one was heavily beaded, so I honestly wish I had went to a 28 count, because getting these beads in the necklace was a little bit difficult. I had to like take some beads out to make it look, you know, fit and make it look pretty. Especially, yeah, mainly just this necklace area. So the next time I do this, if I do one like this again, I would probably do this one on 28 when I see like this much beading. And then my friend Nuri wants to stitch this, so actually I'm going to send her the pattern and the beads, because there's plenty of beads left over to stitch it again. So I'm going to pop that in the mail to her. But I love her. Oh, she's so pretty. Look at that. And I stitch the skin 2 over 2. I don't stitch 1 over 1 skin. I'm lazy, and I think it looks beautiful. I know people who stitch 1 over 1 and it looks amazing, but I think people who are concerned about stitching 2 over 2 skin on Mirabilia shouldn't be. They're beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you're a 1 over 1 stitcher, you do use this, you know, I support you. Get your 1 over 1 on. Okay, and then my next one is, I don't know why I stitched this pattern in the middle of the freaking fabric like this, but whatever. It's Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. and I stitched it on a 28 count Lugana in the color H paper by Color and Cotton, and I used all the call for overdyed floss. I think those weeks, I think it was all weeks. No, that's a lie. I think it was a combination of weeks and gas, so Gentle Art. So here she is. Ooh, look at that beauty. Okay, so a little story time. Okay, your girl Alexis. So if you see the cover photo for this pattern, what you see is like a bluey color. It looks blue. Like this all looks like a blue gray kind of tone. So I was like, that's really pretty. I like that bluish gray kind of tone. So what I did was I kitted it up. Didn't even look at the floss. Like I was like, oh, you know, this is great. Start stitching, right? Started stitching, and I'm realizing nothing is turning blue. Like in my mind, these green gray flosses are naturally gonna look blue when I'm done. That's not true. That's not true. And then I realized that, like, oh no, it's not blue. It's a gray green thing here. So, but I still love it. I still love it. But a part of me at first was like, initially like, dang, I was looking for blue. And I really thought these floss were gonna magically just like look blue at the end. You know, sometimes you just have to just accept yourself for who you are. I was like, I'm definitely gonna see blue. No, but yeah. So she's so pretty. I love her. I don't know why I'm calling my projects her, but I love it. But it's she, her, it, they. And I love it. Oh, so pretty. So I enjoyed every stitch of that. Every stitch of that. Okay. Next little finish I have. This is a Hello from Liz Matthews pattern. I don't remember the name of it though. I probably should have checked before this video. But it's on, I know it's on her Etsy shop. You can still buy it. And it's a cute little pumpkin pattern. I stitched this on a 32 count on thin ice, like a little leftover piece of it. And I used all the called for overdyes. I think it was all weeks. Because Liz is usually pretty good about like weeks and like silk, MPI silk, and DMC. That's usually kind of what her go-to is. And I love it. I love it. So cute. I'm gonna turn this into like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm afraid. I don't know. I'm gonna finish it for the holidays, but I'm gonna finish it in a cool little way. This is super old, so I just never finished it. I just never FFO'd it. It was one of my very first patterns I started during the pandemic, and then I finally finished it. And this is a Barbara Anna sow. It was a mystery sow, and our stitch along, and it took me like forever to finish it. I don't think I finished it until like 2022. Called for a DMC. It's on a Ada that used to be crunchy, but now it's soft, so that's nice. And I think it's called Santa's Trip. Yeah, it's called Santa's Trip. I think it's so cute. I'm gonna frame it, but who knows when. This one's really old. This is like 2020 old. This was a Stitching Book Club finish. I used to do a lot of the Stitching Book Clubs back in 2020, and I did the Frankenstein one. So cute. I never framed it though, but I loved it. And I decided there was like a last pattern where you filled in all of this like with an intricate like inside border, but I said I'm not doing that. Sometimes you gotta make the executive decision, just say, you know what, no, I'm okay. So that's that. It's stitched in, this is a, what are those called, those vintage country mocha, like pre-printed. I think it's like vintage country smoke, or that pre-printed fabric. Words, enunciation, important. Okay. And then I use DMC. I think this is DMC like 920 something, because I really like the way like it contrasted with this color on the fabric. So that's that. I will try to FFO that this year for some Halloween decor. Okay, we're getting down to the end. Oh, we're getting there. Okay, and then I finished this one this year too. I finished this one I think either February or March, and this is a Lizzie Kate pattern. And this is, it was a mystery stitch along, 3 parts, and I think it was called, ooh, that is a good question. I don't remember, but it's a 3-part mystery sow by Lizzie Kate, and it says, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be touched, they must be felt with the heart. And it had a bead pack, which I did buy, but it was wasting my money because the beads don't fit. So, yeah, I didn't end up putting any beads on, so I ended up just stitching the little like motifs where the beads were supposed to go. So yeah, and I think I made a mistake in here, and these somebody's supposed to be white, like a white flower, but you know, I was like, oh, I like pink, so well, that's how we're gonna go. And that's it. It's so pretty. I love it. I really do love this pattern. It's so pretty. And then I stitched this on an 18 count Aida, and it's from Live and Die LA that I do know, and I think it was called Bayou. Yeah, and it's no less than Aida, so it's got a little sparkle to it, which with this like very white, can you see it? Hold on. With these very light colors, oh sorry, it's bad lighting there. With these very light colors, it was hard to sometimes see like with the sparkles, but your girl got it done. She got her done. She is done. Okay, and then this little pattern is so cute. This was a tra-la-la pattern. I never tried a tra-la-la pattern. I picked this up when I was at Sherry's store in Loveland. Well, it's before she moved to her new location. But I tried this really cute little tra-la-la pattern, and it was just like a little strawberry pattern, and it was what is it? Kitted in all over dyes. I got all call for over dyes, and I just stitched it on a little piece of Aida that I dyed myself. It's an 18 count. And I love it. It's so pretty. It's really cute. I just think it's adorable. And I ended up sending the pattern to Bridget because Bridget really liked it. So now Bridget is the proud owner of that pattern. Hopefully I get to see her finish sometime soon. And then I finished this cutie patootie. So I started this, trying to think, 2022? Yeah, 2022 StitchCon. Me and Rika kitted this up together, and we were supposed to start it together, but I don't think Rika ever started it, or if she did, I'm not sure. So I finally decided I saw that Bridget had finished hers, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish mine. We're gonna get it done. So I stitched it. It's all in the called for DMC. It's on a linen, and it's on one of those like country white linens, like the pre-printed one, like vintage country mocha, but the white version, and it's a linen, and it's a 32 count. And I stitched it with all the called for DMC. But she's cute. I love her. I love her. Okay, and then this next one is a tiny town. Okay, so I finished a tiny town. This one is the seaside tiny town. I think I started this with Bridget, and I think with Bridget, it might have been Maddie if she started one too. Anyway, this is the seaside tiny town, and I finally finished it. It's stitched. I did the DMC, not the overdye conversion. And I added all the little beads. So cute, little seagull eyeballs, crab eyeballs. It's so pretty. I love it. And this is a piece of 28 count. And I know it's a color in cotton. I know it's one of my fabrics of the month, and I want to say it's either like, I don't think it's aged paper because I use aged paper for something else, but it's something, maybe papyrus, one of those two. But that's where I'm at on that. I finished that. And I'm going to turn it into a little drum. And okay, my next one finally is this cutie. I started this with Maggie from Kitschy Whips like 2 years ago for Christmas. I don't even freaking remember. And this is a pattern by Tiny Modernist, and it's the Nutcracker, and I love it. She's so cute. And the original pattern calls for this fabric, but the aqua version, I couldn't find the aqua version, so I just getting the blue version, and I think it looks just as good. And I stitched it with the call for DMC, except for, oh, I think I got like a burn mark right here, but you know, I was like, I'll get it out. I think I'll be all right. But anyway, so right here, it called for DMC 666, and you know, DMC also, that 666 also comes in a 12. So what I did was I like made like substitutions with a 12 in some parts. So like, instead of just using 666 here, I used the 12, but then I used regular 666 here, and then I made like some of it here. You know, like I kind of just like put it in sparsely. Like I put it in the Christmas tree. Where else did I put it? I put it in the present here. Where else did I put it? Oh, I put it in the horse's, like, what is that? Like saddle. And then I put it here in the drum. The rest of the reds are going to be just like the regular red. So that's how I kind of like put it in there sparing. I thought it was cute, and I love it. Oh, and this is a 28 count linen. 28 count linen. So pretty. Can't wait to hang it. Okay. And then I finally finished this one for my dad. So as you guys know, tattoo says all for one and one for all and all for one. Yeah, right? One for all and all for one. Yeah. All for one, one for all. Whatever. My dad was a really big Three Musketeers fan. He passed away in 2022, so I got a tattoo in honor of him. And then I also stitched. I was actually working on this prior to him passing. I was going to give it to him, and then I just couldn't pick it up after he passed. So this year I finally decided that I was going to pick it up, finish it. I love it. It's adorable, and I'm going to frame it, and then I'm going to put it up next to my dad's little like urn and stuff, like where I have all his like. My sister got me a pillow of him. That's a goofy looking pillow. But I have a pillow up there, I have his urn, I have a bunch of his little knickknacks, and then I'm just gonna put this, I'm gonna frame it and put it up there with him. So that's that. And then this one is another Brenda Gervais. It was called Burr. Super cute pattern. With I Needle and Thread is the name of her company. And this is on a 40 count vintage country mocha. Again, did I use DMC for this one? Yes, this one I used DMC. I was not about to go down the overdye train. So I used DMC for this one. I'm gonna go right in there. And what's really cute about this pattern is right here, you, after you stitch everything, you run some thread through. So it's like a little, what is that, like a little rope or a little clothesline? How cute is that? My white stitching is hard. Sometimes, you know, white stitching can be hard sometimes, but I think mine came out pretty good. Yeah. Super cute. Super, super, super cute. Tiny little cardinal. His like, what is this? No. There's something over here that's 1/1. That's like, oh, his candy cane and his beak is like 1/1. And he's already tiny and already 40 count. So, very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, so this next one. Okay. I'm not gonna feel a shame about this. I'm not gonna feel no shame. Okay, so when me and my ex were together, she started cross stitching, and she was working on the Haunted Library style. Well, when we got divorced, she didn't take any of her cross stitch with her, but she had finished this one, so I claim it. One, I'm the one who got her into cross stitch, and two, it was my fabric, and three, it's mine now. So this is her. She finally finished it. So last time I showed you guys, like she only had like this little guy to go. She finally finished it. So I'm claiming it, and I'm gonna hang it. I'm gonna frame it and hang it. I'm gonna proudly display this in Halloween time. No, I have no shame. Stitching is stitching is stitching. So yes, how cool is that? It looks so good. I think there's back stitching that still needs to be done, but I'm gonna leave it just as is. Like, we're gonna memorialize it just as is. I like it. So that's that, and it's on a, this is a Fiberlicious? Yes, Fiberlicious. It's one of my favorites of the month, and I think it was like, it's a really, I don't remember the name now because I unkidded it, but yeah, it was a Fiberlicious fabric, and I loved it. I thought it was really cool. Okay, so these next ones are like little tiny ones that I just like never finished. This is a Lizzie Kate freebie. It says Valentine. I used some DMC. I'm gonna turn it into a little pillow for the holiday. This one I did also. It was a Jeanette Douglas freebie when she was doing those little flower baskets for the month. And then I'm gonna just take out these initials since it no longer applies, and then just put it out for Valentine's Day. I might just leave my initials in there, or like, you know, just rechart something different here. But yeah, that's a finish on. These are both on 28 count Luganas. I think they're from like the same little cuts. Okay, and these last two are both OOPs, out of print, primitive needle. So this one is the primitive needle. It's one of the little samplers. This one is the, ooh, it's not Mystic. It's not Garden. Oh, I can't remember the name of it though. But anyway, why is it blinking on me right now? But it's a little tiny summer pattern, and I borrowed it from a friend. And that's it. It's called for DMC, stitch on a linen. I think this is Sand by Picture This Plus, and it's a 40 count. Yeah, not DMC. I used all the Weeks Dye Works at the time. And then the same thing with this one. This one, Hoodoo Voodoo by the Primitive. This is one of my favorite ones by the Primitive Needle. So freaking cute. I love him. This is stitched on an 18 count Ada, and it's in the color Shale by Picture This Plus. That I do know. And I use all the call for, what is it called? Weeks Dye Works. So that is him. He's so freaking, look at this little voodoo doll. He's just not voodoo. No, is this one the voodoo doll? This one's the voodoo doll. I don't know what this is, but he's freaking cute. Like, he's creepy cute. I just love him. And it gives me very much New Orleans vibes, and I'm like a big New Orleans fan, so I love New Orleans. But yeah, how cute is that? How freaking cute. So, that's it. Look, we're done. We have completed it. Oh, what's all this? dust. Okay, we are complete. So that is all of my whips. That is all of my finishes that I have just laying around ready to be FFO'd. I did actually, before I go, there's a little bit of haul. So I did get this from Stitch North. When I went to Stitch North, I picked up is a hank, 50-yard cotton hank from hand dyed by Rolanda. I thought that was such a pretty color, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna do something with it. And then I also picked up, this is the, okay, Michelle, I'm sorry, I treated your floss pack like this, but this is for Michelle's Haunted Mansion pattern, Michelle Mindy Sitchy. They had a model of it, and I was like, this is so cute. And they were like, oh, it's Michelle Mindy's. I was like, it's Michelle. I was like, Michelle, this is yours? She's like, yeah, it's mine. I said, okay, I'm buying this floss pack and I'm stitching it. So I bought the floss pack. It's a Roxy conversion. I love it. This right here, yes. There's also a really pretty like dark blue color in here. Yes. So I need to now I need to go online and buy the PDF for Michelle. I was like, I got you, girl. So that was my whole, that was it. I mean, I bought some other stuff, but it's already been like put away, used, you know, and abused. So I think that's it. I think that's all. I think that's it. Well, we made it to an hour. We made it to an hour. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're interested in my Dark Queen, she's up for D-Stash. She's on my page, on my Instagram. And I will do my best to try to come back within a couple weeks. Maybe June, maybe July. I don't know. You guys know that I'm inconsistent. And I know that's not like, it's not a good thing. I mean, but it's also like, meh, life be lifing. And, you know, I love Flosstube. I love all of you, like with my like whole heart. But sometimes life just be lifing. I kind of just like film when the mood strikes me. So until then, until I feel like the mood is stricken me again, keep being lovely humans, and I'll be around. Follow me on Instagram if you want more like if you want more of me more regularly. It's on Instagram. I post a lot of my stories. Most of my content is stitchy related, but my Instagram is dedicated to me as an individual. So there will be like outside of non-stitchy related content, especially my stories. So watch with caution. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all. I think that's all I got. I'm rambling at this point. So keep being beautiful humans, keep stitching, and until next time, I don't know, keep living your best lives. Bye.